All right, good morning, everyone. My name is David Severance. Delighted to be here with you this morning, sitting in for Chirag, who is not able to be on the call. I won't be here for too long. Chirag he just recorded a recording that's going to be today's call. I'm going to tee it up and we'll have time for a little bit of chit chat after that. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David Severance. I'm one of the coaches here at Chirag Shah Coaching. Chirag and I met almost 10 years ago. He was my client. I was his coach at that time. And when he started the business, he said, David, come along with me, please. Let's do this together. So I said, okay. So we've been working side by side since 2020, since he started the business. I coach some of you. I've done a lot of calls over the years, just not lately. And Chirag and I have co-facilitated the mastermind groups that we've held in the past. So delighted to be sitting in for him this morning. I'm going to tee up this video in just a minute. And then the video is about 22 minutes long. We'll have a few minutes after that to talk about it. Could I just ask you to just give me a sense of your current usage of AI stuff? How many of you, if you could just raise your hand if you like, how many of you currently use AI on a regular basis within your business? Okay. And how many of you occasionally use AI within the business? Okay, a few. And how many of you don't really use AI, but at least you're here because you're curious and want to see how you might be able to apply it? Okay, great. So of course, it's a learning opportunity for all of us. All kinds of businesses are trying to figure out how to leverage the possibilities and power of AI stuff, and that's why we're here. So let me pull up the video. We'll watch the video together, and we'll have a chance at the end to talk just a little bit.
Happy Monday, everybody. I hope your week is starting off with passion and purpose. And for those of you at the Compass Retreat, I hope to meet you in person and see you all soon. So today we're going to talk about launching the listing, and we're going to take a different approach because technology, as we've shared many times in the last few sessions, is shaping the way that we do things for the future. Now, normally we would make our launch checklist or use one of our checklists and take our listing from coming soon into going live. So what we're going to do today is show you how to make all of your listing collateral with my favorite friend, ChatGPT. We're going to talk a little bit about reverse prospecting, agent-to-agent marketing, and ultimately how to have an epic launch. So before I get started with any of the actual marketing collateral, now just remember, we have gone through private exclusive, we've gathered feedback, we've shared it with our clients. Remember, purpose of the feedback, outcome of the feedback, next step. Write those 3 words down, don't forget them. Purpose, outcome, next step. We've gone through coming soon. We've launched a digital advertising campaign. We've shared the insights with our clients. We've marketed to agents and directly to consumers. And now it's Monday and the listing is starting to go live. So ideally, 48 hours in advance, Saturday, maybe Sunday, you want to start doing this work. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, you'll want to review the final set of feedback from coming soon with your client during the week before the first open house.
Okay, folks, I'm going to rewind this a little bit. It was on super speed, so we're going to run it again at regular speed.
Happy Monday, everybody. I hope your week is starting off with passion and purpose. And for those of you at the Compass Retreat, I hope to meet you in person and see you all soon. So today we're going to talk about launching the listing, and we're going to take a different approach because technology, as we've shared many times in the last few sessions, is shaping the way that we do things for the future. Now, normally we would make our launch checklist or use one of our checklists and take our listing from coming soon into going live. So what we're going to do today is show you how to make all of your listing collateral with my favorite friend, ChatGPT. We're going to talk a little bit about reverse prospecting, agent-to-agent marketing, and ultimately how to have an epic launch. So before I get started with any of the actual marketing collateral, now just remember, we have gone through private exclusive, we've gathered feedback, we've shared it with our clients. Remember, purpose of the feedback, outcome of the feedback, next step. Write those 3 words down, don't forget them. Purpose, outcome, next step. We've gone through coming soon. We've launched a digital advertising campaign. We've shared the insights with our clients. We've marketed to agents and directly to consumers. And now it's Monday and the listing is starting to go live. So ideally, 48 hours in advance, Saturday, maybe Sunday, you want to start doing this work. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, you'll want to review the final set of feedback from coming soon with your client during the week before the first open house. Now, when we go into launch mode, we have to think of a few different things. Number one, it's an opportunity for us to also refresh our descriptions. It's an opportunity for change our marketing message from private exclusive to coming soon. It's also a smart way to run a digital advertising campaign again for your open house. Reach back out to the people from phase one and phase two who had interest in the home and ultimately set yourself up for success, right? We'll get into launching a listing as well and neighborhood open houses and timing. So let's go here into my friend ChatGPT. So I'm going to pull the listing here from Compass. This is actually the agent I use and my dear friend Karen Scott. So I'm going to write, I need you to learn everything you can about this listing. This listing is incoming soon. So now the reason we're doing this is we're giving ChatGPT the first opportunity to learn about our listing. Now, what we're doing here is actually called multi-prompting. If you try to put too much at once, you have to remember artificial intelligence is trying to predict what to respond based on the context and the prompt you've given. Meaning, whatever words you put in, it's trying to think of and anticipate what the answer is, and that's what it provides you. So here it goes through property features, design features, schools, market insights, location highlights. You notice it just said learn everything about your listing. Now I need you to learn everything about the community, the surrounding areas, the lifestyle the home provides inside and out that would connect with the ideal buyer for this home. So now it's searching a little more in depth. So Old Hill stands as Westport's most coveted neighborhood, celebrated for its tree-lined streets, my favorite words, historic architecture, and proximity to downtown amenities. As part of Kings Highway North Historic District area showcases transparency of colonial Victoria homes, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. Lifestyle and community amenities. This is now starting to get into what people care about. Earth Place, a 62-acre sanctuary offering walking trail, wildlife exhibits, and environmental. There's wetlands, Campo Beach. We all love Campo Beach as Westport residents. It is a local beach available to all residents. They have a newly renovated playground for children, an amazing snack bar. And on spring and summer nights, you can see people barbecuing on the charcoal grills and hanging out there. It is truly something special. The library here is not your normal library. It is something that can hold 300 people as an event space, so on and so forth. Education excellence, right? Accessibility and connectivity. Ideal buyer profile, families, professionals, nature enthusiasts, cultural. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, right? So here's some more information. What about food, dining, shopping? Do you notice I could have put this all in the beginning and would have all created, but I want to show you how this all works with the actual context. So now it's starting to pull dining experiences, shopping experiences. Perfect. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to do is say, my home is in, oops. This listing is a Compass coming soon, and I am launching the home on the market. Can you make me a list of collateral that you think I will need to create to make this launch the most successful and drive massive buyer demand? Digital listing brochure, Compass Collectors folder, live launch notification, visual assets, photos, vertical videos, drone footage, social media, Instagram SID, story video, social media kit, agent to agent, realtor, carousel, email, print collateral, on-site collateral, strategic and analytical marketing position sheet, comp, pricing logic, neighborhood, seller prep before and after, investment summary, buyer FAQ, event engagement, private broker, open house invite, open house signage invite, follow-up email templates, open house bonus ideas. So here is an entire list. So now your next job would be to pick and choose what you want. Now, let me pull something else in here for all of you. Give me 1 second. Let's see if this is already in here. Bear with me all 1 second. I promise you'll be worth it. Need you to update this list. Launching a listing. So I just put this in, and this is some of the top luxury brands in the world and their mirrored real estate approach. Now, you'll want to scan through these and look at which ones you want, right? So here's what I'm going to say. I need you to update the property description to mirror Apple and the Four Seasons. Make it 500 characters or less. So this is where it gets really interesting. Designed to inspire, rebuilt with award-winning detail, this modern farmhouse invites you. Nope. Now I would like you to incorporate storytelling to connect a buyer to the experiences they can have in the home and community. Wake up to the soft rustles of trees in Old Hill. Sip morning coffee in the porch as the sun rises over the lawn. Events unfold with laughter in the chef's kitchen. Dinner under the stars on the bluestone patio and a quiet moment by the fire. Just a minute from town trails and the beach. This is more than a home. It's a life beautifully lived. Now integrate the listing details and ignore the character. See, now we have something longer, right? Then we're going to want to include the bedrooms and bathrooms. Now we're going to want to tell it, don't bury the story under the home facts. In reality, the home facts can go towards the bottom as buyers look online and have already predetermined their search criteria. So you see how important it is just to keep reprompting, reformatting so that you actually get what you want. And you can now take this, edit it, cut it down, but this is something that will connect with people, right? So now you're going to say, now I need you to write an email that I can send to my database of past to my full database. The email can't sound salesy and should make someone be intrigued. Don't quietly in a timeless home and a lifestyle that feels like vacation. Sometimes a home isn't just walls and square footage, it's a light that pours through reclaimed wood beams in the morning. It's coffee on the front porch as the world slows down. It's dinner under the stars on a warm evening with laughter echoing in trees. I just walked through a home in Westwood's Old Hill that felt like it was built for moments like these. It's tucked on the end of a cul-de-sac, surrounded by nature, just minutes from town trails and the beach. The kind of home that blends privacy, beauty, and ease in a way that's hard to describe but impossible to forget. If you're a little curious, I'd love to show you what I mean. No pressure, just a home worth seeing. We want to add a link and no call to action. More in the line of saw have this homecoming, just wanted to share. You have to tell it when it does a bad job. And that's it. That's perfect. There's your database email. Now I need you to craft an email that I can send to agents that will get them excited to bring their clients. Remember to follow the format from this email. It works. Now we want to tell it, add in the experiences like the last email. So look at this one. Some homes speak for themselves the moment you step inside. This one feels like it was built for a certain kind of life. Slow mornings on the porch, kids running through the yard, the dinner under the string lights on the patio, music playing softly in the kitchen as the day wind down. It's the kind of home that doesn't just show well, it feels right. Reclaimed materials, thoughtful renovation, natural right in all light spaces, tucked at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac in Old Hill with town trails and beaches run away. If you got buyers who are waiting for something special, that's not just beautiful, but lived in ready, this is it. Perfect. Now, here's the important part. Check my listing for fair housing bio. Check my email. For fair housing violations. You have to always look, it says kids running through the yard. And it just updated it. Now I'm saying yes. What would go into an open house flyer? There you go. Build me a lifestyle guide that shares the experiences people can have in the home, outside the home, dining, shopping, experiences, and all relevant school information. Now, this is a great flyer to leave in the house that shows that you're a local expert, and it literally takes 30 seconds to build. Here you go. Now I would update this with the local school district. Now, as you can see, you can go back to the list above and ask it to write anything that you want and just follow this format. Now, a couple other things. If you're inside of Compass, you will want to make sure you hit reverse prospecting to see all the agents that you could potentially reach out to. Now, again, these are your Compass colleagues, so I would say it's worth picking up the phone and calling them, right? It's another thing that we can show our clients when we meet with them. You also want to run another digital ad campaign throughout the week and share those insights with your clients as well. Now, putting this all together. Now, AI gives us such a unique opportunity to utilize storytelling, lifestyle living, the experiences that people can have in a home. And all you need to do is follow this format. Remember, your confidence comes with the consistency of action. There's no right or wrong way in doing this. We're giving you all the prompts, the entire framework, and I wanted to do this live for you so you could actually see what it's like, good and bad, right? So going forward, you're going to want to use this now for all of your listing marketing, right? So if you go into Compass in a marketing center and you see marketing brochures or any collateral, see how many words are there and just put that in here. How many words are this? Take all this information. I need you to condense into this much words and mirror blank what you're telling it to do. Now, here's the last part. Neighborhood open house, right? So your open house is on Saturday. You're going to invite all the people back from phase one, phase two. You're going to call your Compass colleagues for reverse prospecting. We're going to go, whether it's in Compass, MLS, or wherever you go back 24 months and email every agent that was the listing agent and the buyer's agent who sold listings in that specific neighborhood. Now, here's the key. 30 minutes before the open house, maybe even 20 to 15, depending how packed you want it to be. You'll want to invite all the neighbors, get some food, get some drinks, make it interesting, make it an event. Remember, one of the things that people commonly forget is an open house is a representation and first impression for most people of your brand and the service you provide. There's so many undercover sellers that are buyers. So unique things you could do. Buy before you sell, connect with your origin point loan officer. You can literally help people buy a new home without even selling their house. The program allows you to omit the current DTI. If they want to make it an investment property, it'll count 75% of market rent towards their current DTI. Now, this is something a lot of people don't know about, so connect with your local origin point loan officer. Remember, what makes somebody an expert? Knowing one more thing than the next person. Build out your launch checklist, make sure that you walk the house through before. And look, if I'm all of you, I'm picking up the phone, I'm texting people, I'm calling people, I'm emailing people, and I'm getting as many people through the door as possible. Now, remember with the neighbors, everyone wants to know what their neighbor's home is like. If we all looked in the mirror, we're all curious. You see if someone's house go for sale in your neighborhood, you generally like to go there and check it out. So make it an experience. Get all the neighbors there. You can door knock, door hangers, handwritten invitations, use technology, and you can circle prospect as well. Navigate Now is our go-to with our prospecting coach, Brandon. So you can check that out and get a 21-day free trial. And if you would like a link, you can just email info@Chirag Shah Coaching, and our team will get you a free trial link. Now, you put it all together. So this is launching the listing. Now I'm going to kick it over to David for some group discussion. So with love in my heart, I love you all, and I hope to see you all soon.
All right. Thank you, Chirag. So, what Chirag does there in little over 20 minutes, right? Total of 22 minutes, he's actually put together everything he needs to launch. Pretty impressive, right? I'd like to ask everybody to just put into the chat one or two words that best describe your reaction to what you saw in that video. Just one or two words, not full sentences. Relief, surprise, efficient, great guide, impressive, storytelling, efficient, impressive, great. Yeah, okay, great. This is all really good stuff. The point here, folks, is he started by just inputting the link to the listing first. And so that's like source material for ChatGPT to begin creating. And then he feeds it some more stuff. He says, here's what I need, and he feeds in the marketing strategies for Four Seasons Hotels and Apple and Rolex. You may not have been able to see it very easily, but what he had there was a list of 6 or 7 luxury brands, and had some information in there about how they market themselves and how it might connect to something like a real estate setting. And so he feeds that information in also as source material for AI. But then basically after that, all he's doing is saying, now give me this, now give me this, now give me this, now give me this. It's the repetitive process that helps you get to where you need to go. He says, now give me an email that I can send out to my full database. Now help me create a lifestyle guide that I can leave in the house during showings, something like that. Right? There's so many things that you can do here, and the kind of success or the best practice is to practice doing it and having multiple inputs with the AI system. It's not like give it everything and expect it to give you everything at once. Take it step by step, just like if you were working with a human being, a live human being who is your assistant. Only this person, in this case, your assistant is somebody who knows more than a live assistant would ever know and can respond immediately. Kevin, I see your hand up here. We have time for one or two comments.
Yeah, real quickly. I love the program. Chirag always says how it starts is how it goes. My question is the listing that we start with. Can you kind of walk me through what level of input data do we have when we start with the listing that we're doing all these prompts against? It's private exclusive. Is that still where we're at? Is that where we're at, or what?
It's a good question. I don't know, actually. I'd have to look back. I guess we should all look back at some point and see exactly what the status of that listing was. He just happened to pick that one that happened to be in his hometown and happened to be a listing of, his favorite agent.
But this is going to be our listing that
Correct.
right? We're going to have
Right.
a listing.
Right. So I don't know what the status was
Okay.
for that particular one, but all it's going to do is going to go to MLS and just pull off whatever's there. And so that's just source material for it to draw from. And it may not tell the whole story. He said, now I need you to bring in storytelling, for example, right? I need you to bring in certain things that he wanted to add as part of the process. And then he mentioned, fair housing violations, right? And actually the AI made a mistake. It missed something about kids running around the yard. And so obviously you can't trust everything 100%, but you can trust it 98%. And, by checking things and taking it step by step, you have the opportunity to get exactly what you need. All right, Carolyn says it was coming soon. Okay, great. So that's what that one was. The point here is you start with source material, you bring in other things that you think are relevant for the AI to consider. This was Chat GPT, by the way, was what he was using. You bring in other things that you think are relevant, like he wanted to bring in the luxury language. And so he had that other document with the listing of Apple and Rolex and Four Seasons and some others. He just loaded it in there. And then he said, give me something that's similar to Apple and Four Seasons. And it gave it to him. And then he said, okay, well, I don't want the bathrooms and bedrooms and stuff at the top. Put them at the bottom because people have already, seen that stuff on the listing. So what he's doing, it's not rocket science. It is taking this through step by step on an iterative process and making sure that you're getting what you want and need. I just saw a hand raised and somebody put it back down again. Whoever that was, please speak up.
I did. This Nadine here.
Yeah, Nadine, please.
Yeah, so I did last week I did use what he had, and I'm not able to follow through as much because he's fast and I'm not able to write
Right.
everything, but I used a lot of it and I did that storytelling and I've had this house that I've been trying to sell. It is overpriced, but it's gorgeous. So I used and I put the description and it was like unbelievable. It was
Yeah.
but what I did even before you have the house listed, even before the private exclusive, if you just put the address in anywhere, realtor.com or just on Google, you get a bunch of this listing. You get a bunch of old listings. And I started like that. So I just put the address, like several links, and then I said, study this home. And then I put a list of the upgrades and I put this is what they did. And then I did the list of that he sent. But I wish you would share with us those prompts because I think the sequence is very important.
Yep, I think the sequence is important. I think also what he said is important is there's no one right way to do this. If he prompted this thing and then like went down this little track a little bit, then went to that track a little bit, it doesn't matter if you reverse that because you know what you need. You already know the materials that you want to get out of it. And it's just a matter of making sure that you're kind of going down the track for each one of those. Okay, we're out of time for today. I encourage everyone to look at the video again when you get a chance. It's easier. You see it the second time around, I promise. And you can slow it down and pause if you like. But it's not rocket science, but it is, it's doable by everyone and it's within everyone's capability, even if you're not very familiar with the stuff. Start practicing. The success factor here is practice. If you do it a couple of practice times, then when you've got really a live house that you want to sell, it becomes much easier for you. So thank you for being with us today, everybody. One announcement I have to make, there will be no accountability session today because Martha Knapp, who runs those, is under the weather. So she'll be back at the next accountability session, I assume. And of course, you'll see Chirag on the next call. On behalf of everybody here at CSC, thank you so much for being with us today. Look forward to seeing you again before long.